welcome back to the second episode of this 3V22 rejuvenation. So, as you remember me saying last time, we've got the head motor here, which is ready to go back in. Ideally, you need a magnetic screwdriver, and we've got 3 screws holding the head drum motor in. They're not accentuated at all, so as long as you've got them lined up, there's no need to shift the motor around at all, because it will go back in nice and simply like so. We will need to remove this panel on the side here, because we need to get to the audio / syscom board so that we can plug the motor back in. And let's do that now. So a couple of screws, this panel will come off. You may remember on the JVC this panel's actually got a nice wood effect, so that's something that is quite pleasing, and something that these decks don't share. It's just a standard piece of plastic, what looks like an RF shield or interference shield underneath there, and the board itself is held in. If we come round here, and whoop, we go, held in with a couple of screws. That's a better position to sit down now. So we've got a screw here, and a screw over here, and both of those come out and reveal the board itself. The board itself just literally comes out like that. Now there will be, if I just unplug this multi-plug here so we can actually get in a little bit more, there will be 2, or actually 3 now, plug sockets which have become available. You'll also see there's none of those weird purple Matsushita capacitors. So it seems that Ferguson actually used a different supplier for capacitors to JVC, which is interesting. I honestly thought these machines were all built in the same factory, but maybe they're not. There's our multi-plug here for the head drum motor, right there. So let's bring this through here, like so. And that will plug back in here. There's a potentiometer there, which is marked drum discriminator, so that's conveniently located right next to the socket that we need to plug that back into. Now, we've also got somewhere around the machine, I can find it, this whole assembly here, which is the audio control heads. So we're going to put those down there for the moment, but we do need to plug these back in, so it might be an idea to get ahead of the curve and plug those back into the deck. So we've actually got this one which will go into there, so we need to remember that, but there's a large multi-connector here which will go into this socket here, and there will be another multi-plug here which goes somewhere else on this board, I think. I need to just, there it is, right over there. So what it might be worth doing is just getting these aligned to a position where we're going to be coming in like so. In fact, let's do this properly, because we've got the board out of the way for the moment and we've got the head drum motor screwed back in. Let's whip over, put this back down, whilst holding it, whip the unit upright, like so. There. And let's run this back into position. So that's going to come, actually we might need to unplug that again. So this is going to come from here, roughly. So there. In fact, it might be worth coming back up top side so you can see what's going on. So coming from approximately around here, we're going to run through this conduit at the top. Like so. So that will run down into there. This will go way out, probably into there, into here, and all the way over to there. So we'll keep that in that position there. But what we can do now is put this back into a similar transport way of going through to this one. So like so, like so, leave that over there. We can clamp these back into place. And there. I think. Yeah. What we can do now is if we move that out of the way. Actually, no, it's better like that, I think. We can gently prise those out of the way to move them and position about there. If we grab the magnetic screwdriver and stick one of our screws onto it, see if we can get closer in on the action, see what's really going on. So if I raise up the tripod, lock that into position, and we come up and over like that, and if I zoom in on the ace area, you can see it there. What we need to do is put this back into the same position that it left in, matching as closely as possible to the markings which have been left on the metalwork. And that one is there. Like so. About there. Now we've got this one. We can adjust these after the fact whilst the tape is running. So when we've got a test tape running through the machine, we can actually move the entire assembly for fine-tuning purposes. So if you get that, so that is right up against there, we've got that position there, I think. Get that nipped down. There and round here, and just put these under there. There we go, nicely out of the way of everything. That can actually go through a bit more, so that's going to be this one, I think. If we pull that through like so, there we go, it gives us a bit of extra leeway on that. Now, that's refitted. We can zoom on out, and we can go back under underneath the machine. And I forgot about that board, but not to worry. Oh, there it is. Don't look to have damaged anything. That's fallen off, but that was actually going to be, funnily enough, our next thing to replace. So let's get that back into position. So for that we need my selection of Allen keys, which we have here. Pop that open. Nice selection of Allen keys. One thing you may probably know about me is I like tools, and I like having the right tools for the right job, or the right tools for the job, even though I may not use them all the time. So I've got the Allen keys, and yep, it's a 2mm Allen key which holds this in. So let's wind that out all the way. There's a red marker which gives us the orientation. There's a notch on here, orientate red marker with said notch. Go down, and that's all the way down. Actually, make sure when that fell off we didn't lose any of these, which we haven't. Notch, red marker, down, like so. Actually, just to double check that. So there. Sorry about there. Red marker right on it. There we go. And that's right down there. Screw that back into place. And there we go, that's in. And that's not going to move anywhere anytime soon. So let's get this audio board plugged back in. So we've got this one here, which is a weird short one that will go in next to the audio plug. Actually, it might be best if we come down to see that. Yep, there we go. So large audio connector, which is going to come from the top of the machine, which is here. That's going to run through like so to around about here. I've actually noticed I've bent those pins taking it off, so get those just bent back into shape. Oh, these are Matsushita capacitors, but they're blue rather than those crappy purple ones, which is interesting. Anyway, let's unsnag that, bring that over, plug that in here. That's that one. Now we got this one here, which goes into here, right the way down there. And we can mount the board back up, introduce this connector back in. And there we go, we've actually got some nice little bits of cable management that we can get everything nicely out of the way and back into place. So that will actually go under there. That will come up through there, slot into there, and I think we're back in position. Oh, what's that? keep all of this cabling out of the way of here, because there are a couple of metal bits in here which actually meet up with a couple of points on this board, which I've just noticed, so I need to make sure that those go back into place. In fact, let's double check how they meet up. There is a couple of, yeah, there they are. So we need to get these all out of the way. So through cable management here, so this is our erase head thing. So through, down, and that will meet up with the other part of that cable down here to keep all of this tucked out of the way. So there it is, that can come through and meets up with the cable down the bottom, which is easier said than done, very fiddly. There we go, so that can come down and around. We've got, there we go, that can go up into here. So if we unplug this bit of cable management here, which I might need to prise out with the screwdriver, there we go, that can come, all of that can come up and over. The aim is to keep everything out of the way of this metalwork here, which is needed because there are a couple of switches on the board which connect directly to the deck, so it's almost like the mode switch is actually on this board, which is interesting. And it's certainly a different way to do it. In fact, the original way to do it, because this is one of the original VHS decks. It's based on the original design. It's just a more refined, updated version of said design. Okay, so hopefully what we should now be able to do is go upwards. Will that meet up with the pins onto there? Still a bit tight getting into there. So what I'm hoping is this will go up and that will settle into place. I'm going to check around the other side to see what's going on with those bits of metal. Because there are on the board itself a couple of little holes that this metalwork will go into. So if we move those back a bit there, what we should be able to do now is up and down and in, like so, and that should be in place. So we can check on the other side to make sure that it has mated up in the right sort of area, which no, it hasn't at the moment. Let's sort that out. So I'm going to get that sorted out and we'll be back next episode. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, etc. and I'll see you next time.